Hey folks, welcome back to Bam Florence and Venice Halls. You're back with your host Nick Forrester. Um, I am back working on the Mcculloch SP80. I don't know if it actually started life as SP80, but it's what it is now. I think it's kind of conglomerate of a couple different souls. But we're back on it. I put this block together for it. You can see it's got a little bit of smooth around it. Ain't the cleanest job I've ever done, but it was kind of quick, dirty. Wasn't showing a whole lot. But got her ready, got her set to go. Rings are good. It's got decent compression. It's not anything perfect, but it's got decent compression. Could use a set of rings, but low tension rings means it's not going to be less likely to eat through the plating if you use good oil. So, upside to it. What was I going to say? What we're going to get into is putting it back together. So, we need to get our gaskets, our intake blocking gaskets for that guy. I don't know if I even want to try to get that off of there. I've got a few new ones. No, but I don't want to use that. We'll just, I'll order a couple new sets. Yeah, maybe, well, I still have to use the gasket. Got a couple new sets of them, but that's what I'll do. I'll go get those so we can put that on, get it bolted down, bolt on our, just close that down so nothing gets in it. Bolt on our AV mount, which is actually, let's see, so somewhere, our rear one. The rear one's in actually really good shape. I'm actually going to swap it out for another one. My front one's that's kind of crappier. So I said this one's actually in decent shape. I'll save this front mount. This one's, she's about shot, but I can do my little trick to it and prolong it for longer. This one's going to be a work saw. It's not going to be pretty anyways, but I said, there's my shot on my mount. You can use a black one. It helps it tremendously. I mean, is it still shot? Yes. But will it prolong it? Absolutely. Got a new intake boot. Like, here's our back mount. It's actually in really good shape. I'm probably going to swap it out for a different one that's in a little bit worse shape, and I'll do what I do with it. Save this one for a better looking saw, just because it's in much better shape. But let me go grab those intake gaskets, and I'll be right back with y'all. So give me one moment. Alright folks, we're back. Let's see, I'll get this thing straightened back out a little bit. Sorry, got a little wobbly. See, that's ain't better. That should be a little bit better. So, got some new gasket, new little intake piece. What I do for these, I always do for them, is I take grease, get some here real quick. That should be more than plenty. Take a little grease, throw it on your gasket. I do it every time, all my gaskets. One, it helps seal. Two, the grease will impregnate this material and keep it where it's pliable, where you can pull these back off in the future. If don't, they really stick to your block, and you can break that. Let's go and try and take it off. Let me get just a touch more. They'll stick to your block, and you can break your plastic little inlet block trying to get it back off. So I just do a nice little coating. I'm not stingy with it. Try to make sure there's none on the inside. It ain't gonna hurt if it gets inside it. just gonna suck it down into the carb. Or not into the carb, into the block. But it ain't no real big issue. And set her on down first. Then your little plastic piece. Just like so. Got my bolts over here. I gotta grab wherever it may have gone to. Let's see. Yep. And grab this guy, because they go down through it, and it is nasty. So let me take what's called, clean it off real quick. She is nice stuck on there. Yeah, that stuff ain't gonna come off without a fight, I don't believe. Have to soak it down. May clean this up real quick. Bring y'all back when I'm actually doing something. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'll bring y'all back when we're doing something again. I'm sorry, y'all. Alright, folks, cleaned it up about the best she wanted to clean up. Not perfect, but better than it was. So, we gotta swap this boot out. I already took it off that piece, and we gotta get this guy. This one's not in terrible shape, but it's not great either. So, that's why we're just gonna swap it out for a new one. Clean off this guy real quick. Ain't got nothing but fines on it. Man, this thing's nasty. Just as nasty as that thing was. Should have just took them both to clean. But that's alright. That is alright. It'll be alright. Let's see. Come on. Clean out that little divot right there. That was pretty darn good. Got that other divot pretty well cleaned out. Let's see here. There we go. She's pretty darn clean. So, just like our old one, this side, the raised end goes toward the top. These new ones don't love to go in there great the first time. Gotta kind of work with them. Make sure she's nice and in there good. Then you go to your bottom, work it in there. It's a little easier. Make sure she's pretty well flat. That's able to move. Just turn her around like so. We can set her on down in here. She's only going to go basically one way. I gotta take this bolt out up front here. Oop. Gotta grab that washer. That washer done fell. There we go. So, sit down like so. Come on now. It's not wanting to work with me. There we go. She's not going to want to work with you too well, but it will. It'll just be a little bit of a bugger sometimes. Grab a screw, sit down in there, plug it down, take the other one, get it started. Said it can be a little bit of a bugger sometimes. There you go. Make sure those line up. Get your screws started. That one started. Make sure we get this one started. Get them nice and locked down. Yep, that looks to be good. Back's lined up pretty good. Alright, I reckon now we gotta go to our rear mount, which is right here. Get her into place, like so. Grab our little clip. It goes like so. If I remember right, this screw is just a touch long, so I'm gonna grab a washer. Little baby washer. Find the one I'm looking for. It should work, that little lock washer. Oh, and I lost it. Use this flat washer, that should fit it pretty decent. Yeah. Just take up that little extra gap. These are a specialty screw, so good luck trying to find them. I got a size for that. That one may fit it, but it's a 1/4 inch. Nope. 10 maybe? 10 will work. Grab my other ratchet. And it looks like she's tight. So we'll give her a couple extra. Make sure she's nice and tight down in there, nice and snug. Looks like she's good. Flip around, do our other mount. Which, no we can't, we gotta do it as we, I guess I could take it off. Mount it here and then work it in. Yes, let's just do that. That's simpler. Should be a 10mm as well, if I remember right. That may be a 12. It's not actually a millimeter socket, but might be a 13. I want you to say it's like a 7/16 or a 12. Yeah. Don't believe we got up here. That may be it. But really don't like to put a socket on, especially not this one as bowed out as it is. So we'll just take our 7/16 that's up here, just loosen them. Like I said, this thing's just going to be a work saw. It ain't nothing pretty. So that's why you ain't seeing me put as much care into it. This one will probably ride around in the back of my truck just because it's already uglier than sin. So if it rides around in the back of my truck, it's dirty. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings like it will my 800 or my 850 or my other Supro 80. That would hurt my feelings if I messed them up just because they're quite nice. Oh, come on. This mount's gotten a lot of oil or something on it before, and it's stretched a lot. She's bowed out a lot, if you can see, but we're going to work our magic on it like we do. So I'll show you all that here in a minute. Alright. Yeah, let's take it off because it'll be easier trying to get that what's called on. So we slide this one into place truly if we needed to. this little bugger off. Unscrew this guy. Go. Okay. Here's where it gets fun. Let's turn this sucker back around. So I got to work in, try to remember which one's worse. I think it's this side. That one, I believe, into place. Okay, that's in place. Now also at the same time, gotta work this choke rod down in here. I said it can be a pain in the butt on these, especially if you don't do it in the right order. Take that back out. Come on. Work with me now. I'm gonna rip one of these mounts out. There. Been trying to preserve it best you can. Now this guy, right, but let's call it ain't. Supposed to be something like that. She's a little wonky. Make sure you get that plunger down in there first. Then you can work in your mounts. Oop, I forgot one thing. I gotta take these screws out of this holder. Let me do that real quick before I forget. There's one. There's two. Alright. Let's get that choke rod back into place. Get the rest of it to go in once we get that sucker in there. Oh, come on. Be a little bit of a bear. There we go. Alright, let's work this mount into place. There she goes. And we can probably maneuver this one into place. Come on. Believe that did it. Then we gotta work on getting this guy into place. I think that's pretty good right there. Honestly. Then to connect your impulse, like so. Yeah, that's got it pretty good. Let's turn this guy, get it lined up. That's it right there. Grab our little screws, put that one on this side, that way we can actually get to it. So we can get it to start. I swapped that one screw out, just want to let y'all know. I think it caught it. Most of the time it don't like to catch them. Alright, that one's good. Grab our other one. Little B screw. We're just tightening down the little boot, what's it called? Clamp, essentially clamping it to the top tank. Then we go back and do our what's called AV mounts. There we go. They're both tight. Think that'll work. Yeah, she got a pretty good seal around there. Alright, now we're on to our, that's called, should be that little guy. Should have one more. You. Done got my, it's called all bound up. All my screws together. Should be 2 little cap screws like this. There's one of them. Should be, like I said, 2 little screws. I found where I put the other one. It's up there somewhere, I do know that. It's not a bolt, it's a screw. Make sure we don't lose that guy. Let me pause y'all real quick, see if I find that other screw before I lose my mind. I'll be right back with you. Hey folks, we're back. I had messed up. Those were actually 5/16 bolts. Some saws they're screws, some they're bolts. I could have swore it was a screw, but I was wrong. Alright, so now we got to get on to our front mount, which is pretty shoddy. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. I should be able to layer off into place. There you go. So they're on down in there. Then one of our bolts. Just gonna have to work with it. Get it into place. Right there. Get it started. Get that one pretty well already down in there. Let's work on our other one. I said this thing's so blowed out. But we got a fix for that. Already seen me do it. Come on. Gotta get where I can see it. Turn it back on this way. There we go. Said that. Thought I had it. There she is. This sucker's just blowed out there. We'll have to use a, just gotta get the rest of the way in. Just rub it up against that rubber. And the handle holds it down pretty decent. This rubber wasn't so blowed out. I could have done it by finger, but it's, like I said, just blown out. I don't know if it soaked up a bunch of oil or something. got gummy, got gas on it bad. I wonder if this tank's got a leak in it somewhere. Something happened to that AV mount. We'll find out if it's got a leak though. Alright, that one's pretty tight. Don't want to tighten them too hard. Finish tightening this side. Got a little bit left to go off in it. Not much. There we go. Yep, oil pump's working. Yeah, let's go ahead and do our little trick to that. Take zip tie. You do it however you want to. Probably, I'm using white. I'd rather use black, but I ain't got it with me. Let's see. We'll try to go in this way with it. Yeah, let's feed it this way. We can turn it on around back there. That should tighten her up a lot. That's it, I'd tighten it as much as you can. I should tighten her up a fair amount. Take your 10 snips, snip her off. Oh, dropped the wrong thing out of my hand. Meant to drop the zip tie. Go back around, we'll do the other side. Like so. So we want it like so. Go up around your mount. Can. This one's so tight off in her, so I don't want to go through it. There we go. This side's a little bit easier because you can get back behind it. You ain't got the oil pump anyway. Make sure she want it where you want it. Something like that. Let's tighten the dog it out of it. Tough being right-handed. There we go. That should do it. Will it make it a little bit more difficult in the future to get that bolt out? Yes, but you can clip it off with some thin snips. It ain't that difficult. That should tighten her up a lot. Oh yeah, it's not bad at all, honestly. It's hittering. That is not bad at all. That should help a lot. Now you gotta put your nut down through your little snubber. Get it locked down. It's got one side of it that's crimped. You can usually see it. I think it's this side. Let's see. Some of them have a crimp down on the end that you can see. This one not so much. I think it goes like so. And it's 7/16. Let's get her wrapped away. See, there's my 11. I just have my 7/16 right there. Yep. Usually take my 11, put it on that end, take my 7/16, put it on this, and tighten away. tighten up in a second. There she goes. Get her nice and tight. That way you ain't leaking. So she is good to go on that front. Don't see anything down there that's concerning. Yep. That's the top of her, pretty well set away, squared away. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put our cover on because we don't need to get back in that no more. So she's still gonna be dirty, but she's a better looking dirty. You'll know when you get it in the right spot. I'll have about, I don't know, 1/4 inch where it sticks out. This front screw, and she'll probably leak oil for a little bit. I may have to put a new gasket on it. That's fine. So I usually don't tighten these down too tight. All right, now we can rock and roll down here. Put our exhaust on. I don't know if we'll end up using that cover. Got 2 different exhausts here. That one's pretty good bass. We'll rock and roll with that. Make sure you break off all your what's it called, carbon off your gasket. Don't want any of it coming back in there. So just feel around, break off as much as you can off of it. Put it back in there. There you go. This guy should line up there. There she goes. Stick this guy back in here. Sometimes it's easier to get it started like so. Take this little guy, get her started. That's a little 1/4 inch if I remember. No, it's 5/16. Oop. That's alright though. We probably won't put the screen back in this one just because I don't like them. I ain't much of a fan of them, never have been. There you go. And we can set that lock screw back down on it. And this guy, actually this. Yeah, we can use that. Just 1/4 inch. Holes line up there pretty good. We can still move it a little bit if we need to. That scar's tightened up underneath it a little bit. Yeah, it has. Not letting it seep down all the way. Let me pull that back out. Sometimes it's not going to go all the way you want it to. Can't get it that way. Get your 7/16 back after it. Or I guess it's 11 mil. Won't hurt it. straighten that what's called back out. A locking tab. Didn't get her all the way straight last time. Still, I have to take this bolt all the way out of it. Gotta get it straightened out. It's catching up on the head of the bolt, not letting it go down all the way. So let's get it to straighten out some more. That should hold us pretty good. Let's try that now. Come on. It pop you down onto the head of the bolt. So we want the bolt to go down through it. If not, it ain't doing us no good. That should do it. Ooh, gotta be careful. There we go. That should do it. We'll set that locking tab back up on it. Like so. That way she don't come back off. That should keep it from moving. Do the same thing with this one up here, which it just bends like so. That should keep it from loosening up. Alright. Reed ain't doing much on that one. I think that was supposed to really be a reed. That sucker, because I bet that sucker is loud. Well, I bet it's loud. Shut her back on it. Let's go on the side of it. This piece got bent out a little bit. Just tap it back out. Straighten her out a little bit. There she goes. It's amazing this thing still got a what's called on it. I'm not wanting to go in like it should. That's a little bit out. That should be okay. Now these bolts should be these Allen bolts. One and two. Looks like we need a washer on one. Somewhere along the way it got misplaced. Sure did. I just go over to my washer stash, throw one on it. That'll work. Shouldn't affect a reed. Actually, I'll swap that around. looking for my key handle, which I have misplaced it in my haste. I'm probably looking right over here. I'm probably like, it's right there. And it's okay. Y'all can yell at me on camera. It happens though. You fool around with these long enough, you're gonna lose the tool every now and then, and you're gonna find it right where you thought you left it. There it is. There she goes. That should be tight enough. Tight enough on that side. Let's make sure it's not holding up a reed. Doesn't appear to be. No, she's underneath it. Nice. We have a little bit of a hooey right there. There to pop down back in there. Not the most sealed muffler, but she will work. Alright, where do we want to go from here? So we got to put our clutch on. Got to steal that clutch nut off that other saw. Got to put a flywheel on. And then just a couple more body parts, honestly. Ain't a whole lot left. I have to steal that flywheel off that other one. So let's grab it. I'll set this down here for now. Or no, I did take it off. It's right here, right in front of my face. Make sure she ain't holding on to anything I ain't supposed to. Flywheel's there. We will need our key though. Key's still in this block. Basically all you do, take a screwdriver, go to the edge of your key, back edge of your key for those that don't know. Tap on it. Should drive that part of the key down. Give it another tap. Your front of your key should lift, and you just put it in front of it. Start tapping it. There she goes, and she's out, just like that. I don't know if y'all are able to see that very well, but that's how you get the key out. Take your key, put her down in here. Always try to angle it the front down, back up. Guess we should get our electronic ignition put in here. Let's see. Yeah, she should be fine. She should be fine like that. Can tap it down. She will go into place. You just gotta get the right angle. All the keys are about the same. Let me go grab my electronic ignition. We're gonna mount it up underneath the flywheel. So I don't think I want to. So I could put it right there. That'll be the worst spot for it. Yeah, we may just put it down here. Trying to think, because that cover, this guy should be fine. I'll get that guy. It's like a. I'm running into some issues with this weird ignition. I ain't never used this style before. So it's got a couple curveballs I'm not used to. How do I get that out of there? goes. We won't need that. See, when we put that guy up there, like so, yeah, we should be able to put it back there. Put it right there. Be out behind our flywheel, good ways. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? We'll do that. Let me go grab my electronic ignition. I'll be right back with you, and I'll show you what it is and what part number it is. All right, we're back. We got what we need. This is the electronic ignition for points that I like to use. I believe it stands 319334. It's a single wire. Oh, don't need that. I know how it goes. It's a single wire ignition chip. All it needs is a ground. Typically, I like to put them somewhere like up in here. Could put it back here if you wanted to. I just like to use this little hole down here. So we'll grab this guy, because I believe that screw works for that. Yep. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. If I can get my big fingers down in here. Send her into that hole. I don't believe it's used for anything else. It'd be used for a points condenser, but since this saw doesn't have that, we'll use it for this. Just pushing a bunch of oil out of there. We're going to want it to face somewhere like that. That way it stays out of the way of everything else. That way when we put this cover on here, like so, it's protected. Yeah, it'll be nice and protected. And like I said, it's behind the flywheel. Should be fine. That's good. What it comes with is obviously directions, which I'll grab them for you. It shows you how to do it. Let's see. Yeah, there's directions on how I want you to do it. All you do, if you know which wire was coming off your condenser to your point style ignition, which is this guy, it's going to be this cool. This one's not great, but it's usable. And it should be, let's see, yeah, we're going to go like that. See, it's the cutout. Yeah, it's got both cutouts. Cool. That would be this terminal right here. This one's used for your cutoff. This terminal closest to your plug wire is for your condenser. The lower one is. The upper one's for ground. So, unravel this wire. Grab your one that has one already set up on it. Snip your other end off. Grab you, hopefully you have a box of these guys. If not, if you're working with saws, you would love to have one. Let's see, I typically use a, which it may actually be out of them. I want to say it's the red one. Red one's the smallest. I could swear I had a smaller set. Might have been the yellows were bigger. We'll use a red one for this. So what you do, grab your snippers, snip this little end off. She goes. Now you gotta strip this stuff on back. Just take my pliers, get a little, what's called, and then twist the wire. Should get you going pretty good. Sometimes take your finger and cut through it the rest of the way. If not, take a razor blade. Do it that way. Get it open up, that way you can see what you need to cut. Go. There she is. Usually twist it. Take this end. Make sure you got enough down in there. Need to take off a little bit more. Probably another 1/4 inch. I like to have a little bit of excess. Go right there. Now turn it. Now turn it. I should have it most of the way through. Twist it up. Put your end on there. See, I like mine to stick out a pretty good ways. I just take pliers. Really I like to use big pliers, these guys. Just snip her on down. Make sure she's nice and tight. Nice and tight. Leave that in, it ain't gonna hurt none. Take your original end, put it on your, what's it called? Your terminal on your electronic ignition, like so. Come on. You'll have a pretty good seal down in there. That way you'll have enough to get up and around right here. Because it'll be right there. You may have to bend that tab down, but she'll be right where you need it. So we'll just bend that tab down, like so. And that way it'll allow us to get on it. You could make a longer wire. It's up to you at the end of the day. You could turn this just a little bit. That'll give you some more. But that's about the gist of it. We'll lock her down right there. And grab a flywheel. Ta-da. Yeah, this is it. Okay, grab a flywheel. Set her down on there. Make sure she's starting to get on your, what's it called? Grab your nut. Get your nut started. Can be a little bit of a bugger sometimes, just to get her started. You want to get where she's not cross-threading on there. There she is. Alright, should be that 14 right there. Let me grab a battery pack. It's been charging a while. Got junk down here on the floor. Take her. Get your paws out of the way so you get on the move. Should be tight enough. As you see, that's with the what's called out, or in, with it out. And she'll get a little bit better compression when we actually run her in. But move on to our coil now. Gotta find my little card. It's right here. So let's back this up just a touch more. That way it ain't messing with us. This guy's gotta go over there. Let's see. That guy our back one. This head's a little wonky. There you go. And need to find your front one, which it is one of these buggers. Might be that guy. Can't remember. It's a little bit shorter than that. Find my right screw. It's up here. One thing when you're taking them apart and putting them back together on different days, sometimes your screws can get moved around. They can jump away from you. Maybe it was this one. We can use it. We're going to have to put our ground wire here on it. There you go. Now get her started. Go ahead and connect our other ground back here. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. That ain't been on there quite some time, like this one was. There she goes. So just stand that guy up, bend it straight. And I grab a business cord. It's just one from MS Motor Parts, ain't nothing special. Lift this guy up, slide her in there, pull this around. Oop, don't want that wire in there. Pull it around where she touches. Something like that. I'm gonna go up and around this guy, come back down to put this one on. Gonna have to tighten that up a little bit. This one corner. That should be about it. Guess we could bend it back up. Let's bend that guy back up, so there you go. That should be good. Should take the slack out of that line. That'll work. That'll work. Now you tighten her down. I'll need this guy. This bolt. It should be tight. Do the same thing with your top, which should say, now that I moved all my stuff around, it's 3/8. I gotta find what I did with my 3/8. Had it just a moment ago. Didn't know she's up here. So I just started moving stuff around. There it is. Right there. Just tighten it back down. Then I slide my business card out. We can test, make sure she's got a spark. I have a high feeling that she will, but we'll test it. Send that to off position. See if we can grab that guy back out. It's that one. Slide our business card back out, like so. Put this boot. Set it up here, somewhere she can get some good spark. Set this in reverse. That's not doing her. be right. I don't think this coil was dead. Let's take our kill switch off here and see if that was our issue. Sometimes your kill switch can be your issue. Oh, may have a dead coil on our hands. Didn't think this coil was dead. Let me troubleshoot this for a minute and I'll be back with y'all.